What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about intuitive machines. I want to give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what has been really influencing it over the last little bit, and what shorts have been up to. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So intuitive machines did have a very impressive Friday, went up 21.41%, kind of making up for that negative 13% day from their earnings, as you can kind of see. So it did close roughly day one, 1301. So their earnings wasn't all that bad. So they did beat on their revenue, so record amount of revenue. They beat the estimates by 7.59 million. Good backlogs, good amount of cash and cash equivalents, record numbers in fact. The only thing that really did bring it down was the amount of dilution. So I think that's kind of what spooked the broader market a little bit. So I'm going to go over that in a second. But generally, Friday was absolutely amazing. 21.41%, like I said, 37.66 million for volume, 14.62 is the average. These are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So amazing amount of buying, kind of a quick 180 from what did happen on, for instance, the 14th. So big money definitely accumulating. And the fact that it did spike as soon as the market did open kind of shows some signs of manipulation, that some entities did buy call options and just at the same time wanted the stock price to go up. So there was 11 million in calls, 2.09 million in puts, 48% of all the options being done on Friday were optimistic and bullish. And of those call options, there is now a consensus for it to be roughly around that $14 range by the end of next week. And then the bears anticipating for it to be sub $10, with it closing at 12.23 and change. So basically everything below above this 12.50 strike price is going to be kind of expiring worthless. But you have 4,000 at that 9, 1,000 at 9.50, 9,000 at that 10, 3 at the 10.50, and so forth and so forth. So you might see a nice bump up in the stock price come Monday, as market makers do cover a lot of these in the money call options. So again, that's something to possibly look forward to next week. But one thing that really did cause a nice bump up in the stock price on Friday was this right here. So essentially, analyst ratings. Analysts came out very, very strong. So there was 5 new ratings: 16, 15, 15, 15, and 12.50. Analysts, which are fairly good rated ones as well, with the exception of Andre Shepard, 37%. But you had Mike, 53, this individual 53, and then Josh, 68. All buy ratings. As a consensus, $14.70 is that price target, and that does represent a 18.36% upside. So essentially, this is why it did go up on Friday. It's just analysts came out very optimistic. So let me know your thoughts on that. This is why I kind of find the market funny, right? Because we are all looking at the data itself, and the market sells off based on that data. But essentially, you have analysts, which some of them, like Andre Shepard, 37% success rating, he should be working at McDonald's. But individuals like this say, hey, you know what? This is actually a buy. And then the market's like, okay, let's buy it. So this is why you need to always do your own due diligence. Don't trust what the market is doing. Just listen to earnings calls and have your own kind of gut feeling. So yeah, honestly, I think the earnings was very good, and this is why I was meaning about the outstanding share count. So it did go up on a quarter by quarter basis, 281.39%. So 61.22 million for the outstanding share count. So that's definitely something just to be aware of. But in general, that's what caused a lot of volatility. So 15.27 was the high from the earnings encumbering that, and then 9.71. So lucky individuals that were able to buy that dip. So if you're part of that group that did buy in like in the 9s or even 10s, give yourself a shout out in the comments below, because definitely that has paid off considerably. But in reality, I think there is still a hell of a lot more upside coming based on all of that. And even shorts, let's go over shorts. Shorts didn't really do all that much. So they did increase 187,000 shares on Friday. 32.26% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 17.92 million shares. So I think that there's a lot of good plays out there in the market right now that didn't really go up as much as, let's say, AI or something else. Like it kind of lagged, and I think Intuitive Machines definitely has a hell of a lot more room to go higher, and it did have that level of hesitation, because my problem with Intuitive Machines, as I've brought up in the past, is generally it does have lower volume. Of course, not counting the earnings and whatever else, but generally it does have lower volume. So whenever you have shorts involved, it's very easy to manipulate a stock. So I think Intuitive Machines still is considered rather cheap and kind of undervalued. So yeah, I think there's a lot more room to go. And the fact that there's still 32% short interest right now is just crazy stuff. Cost to borrow average is 11.44 and utilization is 82.46. Don't get me wrong, the fact that I like to analyze this information does not mean Intuitive Machines is a squeeze play, but of course, as they progress, have better and better earnings, and based on analysts, they are kind of having higher expectations on the upcoming earnings, the future ones, all the way up until 2026. Then shorts will just naturally F off for the most part, but yeah, definitely needs to keep up the level of buying, and based on Friday, there was a good amount of buying. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. As far as right now, with it at $12.42, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So $11.75 is going to be the next strong support that you'll want to watch for it to hold in the next couple of trading days. And then $13.57 is that next strong kind of target. So in my opinion, I feel like it is going to continue to gravitate and trade between this R2 to this R1, at least for the foreseeable future. But still, I think there's going to be a lot more room to grow. New innovative sector, and yeah, like I said, I think just with the contracts that they have, that's going to guarantee just a certain level of just guaranteed growth going forward. So yeah, this is just my viewpoint on what's been happening over the last little bit, what might be coming, and what shorts have been doing. So let me know your thoughts. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. Give yourself a shout out. Did you buy? Did you sell? What did you do with Intuitive Machines? And was there any takeaways from their earnings? I didn't actually listen to the earnings. I just went through their transcripts, and yeah, honestly, it wasn't all the I didn't really see it justified to go down that 13%. So good record backlog, good revenue, good amount of cash. Analysts seemed fairly optimistic based on that. So I was kind of going through the Q&A. Andre Shepard, he had some pretty good questions. Yeah, generally, I didn't see it justified to go down. Of course, any newer sector such as this, Wall Street always does struggle to find a appropriate value on that. Not saying that this is worth like a 500x multiple, but it's still, Wall Street is very bad at kind of determining new sectors, if that makes sense. So that it does encumber this. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. One final thing I did want to share with you though is take a look at my memberships. Just launched them. So I do have multiple different tiers. So if you're looking for buy signals on stocks and options, then highly recommend you popping over there. I have a private Discord. So yeah, it's kind of a good place, and they've been absolutely on point. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And with that, appreciate all of you watching.